think we're at that time. So I am going to jump in and get started. I'd like to welcome everybody as folks are trickling in and dialing in to the SANS Cares Accelerator Global Virtual Celebration. I'm Mandy Martin, the Director of Corporate Citizenship at Las Vegas SANS. I manage the Accelerator program, and I will be your host for today's event. So before we jump into the really good stuff, the program, I'd like to acknowledge a couple of things. One, that we are recording this event, partially for those who couldn't make it today, but also we will share the recording of this video after the event as well. So as everyone's trickling in, getting comfortable, I'm going to invite you, and it looks like some people have already taken the opportunity to go into the chat. We'd love to see everyone post their name, where you are, maybe the organization you're with or the organization that you're supporting today. It's amazing to see the community that has rallied around the Accelerator and all of our members so far. And it's growing and growing and growing, and today is another opportunity for it to grow. We're delighted to see all of you joining today from all over the world. And note that we will keep the chat feature open throughout the entire event. We won't necessarily be able to respond to all the questions or any questions in there, but we do invite you to type your comments or words of encouragement at any time throughout the whole event. So just make sure when you're typing those comments that you select everyone as the recipient of that message. So the Accelerator is SANS' signature global program. So essentially, it's a 3-year capacity building program where we invite nonprofit partners who we've seen in the community and we've worked with before that are just on the verge of an organizational leap. So the intent is really to catapult the trajectory into the next level. So we commit longer, deeper engagement, kind of more at a sophisticated approach to our support than ever before. To explain a little bit more, I'd like to introduce Ron Reese, Senior Vice President of Global Communications and Corporate Affairs, to follow up and say a few words.
Thanks, Mandy. Thanks, everyone, for joining. Good morning and good evening, depending upon where you are. I think it's probably good morning to more folks than it is good evening, but regardless, thanks for joining us at our first SANS Cares Accelerator Global Virtual Celebration. It's certainly exciting to see so many people joining from around the world and representation from our most elite group of nonprofit partners as we come together to celebrate the great work and accomplishments of our SANS Cares Accelerator members. Featured on our program today, we have our graduating member, the Nevada Partnership for Homeless Youth in Las Vegas, our most senior member now in the Accelerator program, Green Our Planet, also in Las Vegas. Our first member outside of the United States, Art Outreach Singapore, and we're very glad to introduce and welcome our newest member, completing the global presence of the SANS Care Accelerator in all of our regions, Green Future in Macau. For the Green Future team, we know this may be a little overwhelming as you're just getting started, but we encourage you to take in all you can from the members who've been part of the program and know that our team will support you throughout your tenure. We're certainly excited for you to begin this journey with us. From our very humble beginnings in 2017, we've now expanded the program to each of our geographies. And today you're going to hear about the work through our members around the world are doing through the SANS Cares Accelerator. We want to share some highlights and successes, as well as provide an opportunity for members to learn more about each other, gather ideas, and hopefully create opportunities for future connection and collaboration. To set the stage, I'd like to tell you how the SANS Cares Accelerator was born and why it's important to our company. In late 2016, we had just begun a relationship with the Marty Hennessy Inspiring Children Foundation in Las Vegas, after our chairman, Rob Goldstein, recommended the organization for partnership. Rob was deeply impressed with the way the foundation worked with youth to empower their development and thought our company could help them advance. As we spent time with the team at the foundation, we were amazed at the stories of impact they were creating. But we also saw the potential for them to do so much more with additional resources. We thought, why not adopt them? Much like the Adopt a School programs that are common in the United States. Relationships that span more than just writing a check and include a longer term engagement. At the same time, we drew on the inspiration of our founder, Sheldon Adelson, an iconic entrepreneur who built multiple successful businesses, and a consummate philanthropist and humanitarian who gave generously to the people and causes he cared deeply about. It's his legacy that helped inspire us to build this program. We established the Sands Cares Accelerator to create a longer-term, more exclusive and committed relationship with the nonprofit partners who are invited to join. To identify members for invitation into the program, we look for organizations that have demonstrated they are ready for a leap, as Mandy said, or an upward trajectory, if given the resources and platform to accelerate. After a mutual vetting process, we certainly want people to vet us as much as we're going to vet them. We determine a fit, we invite the organization into the exclusive program. We only invite one member per year to join in each region, with a maximum of 2 members in each region at one time. In Singapore and Macau, we are just launching our first members in 2021 and 2022. Once members join the Sands Cares Accelerator, we provide a combination of funding, consulting, guidance to embark on a 3-year program to accelerate an identified area of growth for the organization. The initiative supported through the Sands Cares Accelerator are intended to have lasting impact on the organization. These can include developing a new program or growing an existing program, expanding an organizational function such as marketing or human resources, or working to build the organization's capability in another way that is meaningful to the members' development. At the end of the 3-year membership, our hope and intention is that members will have grown their identified focus area in a way that has enabled them to make deeper impact and further advance their missions. We're pleased with the progress that the program has made over the past 5 years, and candidly, half of it being done in a pandemic, and how it has evolved to add more touch points and engagement. But we certainly didn't perfect it with our first member. So we're grateful to the Marty Hennessy Inspiring Children Foundation for being our test case, if you will, as we established the program and continue to refine the concept. And to Nevada Partnership for Homeless Youth as we continued to refine and adjust as well. And also to each of you who've come on board and have worked with us to expand and grow. Some of the ways in which we've evolved over the past 5 years include adding support for planning, goal setting, project management, and other structural elements to help members reach their goals. Finding ways to better incorporate the talent and expertise of our SANS team to provide ongoing consulting on projects. And most recently, beginning to incorporate one-on-one mentorship for staff to grow their skill sets. We intend to keep building and evolving, and we thank all of you for your contributions to helping make the Sands Cares Accelerator a meaningful endeavor. I'll close it with a few highlights of our progress since establishing the Sands Cares Accelerator in 2017. And thank you for joining our first global program.
Thank you so much, Ron, for setting the stage. Now we'd love to invite our members to actually come up onto the virtual stage as well to share their progress in the SANS Cares Accelerator to date. So first up, I'd like to invite Kira Byrne from Green Our Planet. Based in Las Vegas, Green Our Planet is our third member and in their final year. So I'll hand it over to you, Kira.
Thank you so much, Mandy. Hello, everyone. It's really an honor to be here with all of you today. Thank you so much to the SANS and to Mandy and Jessica for putting on this awesome global virtual celebration event with all these wonderful organizations from Las Vegas to Macau and Singapore. It's really exciting. And congratulations to Arash and all the team at MPHY. We're so excited to celebrate you today. So the first thing I'd love to share with you all is a little bit about Green Our Planet. We are a nonprofit organization based here in Las Vegas, and we operate the only STEMworks accredited school garden and hydroponics program in the United States. Our mission is to increase student achievement in STEM, at science, technology, and engineering and math, conserve the environment through project-based STEM education, including nutrition, financial literacy, and environmental education. And we teach students to love and care for our planet through comprehensive STEM, school garden, and hydroponics programs throughout the United States. We've built 194 school gardens here in Las Vegas. We've installed over 150 hydroponics programs across the country in 15 states. We're impacting the lives of over 140,000 students. We've trained over 3,500 teachers, conducted over 670 nutrition workshops, and organized over 600 student farmers markets. And now we'd like to show you a short film where you'll hear from the students about the hydroponics program, which was our main focus with the SANS over the past 2 years, expanding this program.
Plants need soil, basically. And the hydroponic system, it didn't use any soil, which was like really surprising to me. We're growing basil, onions. We grew some kale. We're growing avocado pits, onions, and garlic.
All you need is rock wool to be placed into the water, and that water has all the nutrients and all the food for the plant that it needs to grow.
You're able to learn about all the things that you do to take care of it and all the different tools you use, like the lights that are kind of like acting like the sun.
I think the best thing about hydroponic system is that it's kind of like science, and I think that's really cool. Science and plants mixed together, I think that's cool.
What surprised me was how fast it grew. The first time they were just little seeds, and then like 2 or 3 weeks later they were like huge.
They go faster than any plants I've ever seen.
All they really needed was just water and sunlight, and they grew like. The first week that we did it, like we planted them, and like they were like this small, like they hadn't even grown yet.
I would see them once and then see them again, and they'd be like 10 times bigger than the first time.
2 weeks later, I come back, and it's like really like big, and it's like really surprising and mind-blowing.
There is one thing that surprised me, how it grows without soil.
I would love to try it at home because the smells and how quick the plants grow, so like we wouldn't have to go shopping as often.
I'd like to do that at home because I feel like my whole family would like doing it, and it'd be really fun for all of us.
My family loves fresh food, not just from going to the store and buying some. I would like it from my garden. I have a huge garden full of plants. I really wanted to try it at home, and my mom came to one of the meetings and she wants to try it at home too, and it just seems cool to do it at home, school, anything.
The best thing about learning hydroponics is to eat the food that you make.
So we are in the second year of the Accelerator, and we've been working on 4 main goals with the SANS. Our first goal is to expand our school hydroponics program and make it global. And our hydroponics STEM program teaches students hands-on STEM, nutrition, and financial literacy through planting, harvesting, and selling plants grown in hydroponics gardens. And the hydroponics units can be shipped anywhere in the world, and training is conducted through virtual workshops and videos, which means the program can reach students everywhere. In our first year with SANS, we implemented in 25 schools. This year will be in 65 schools, impacting 30,000 students. And next year, our goal is to be in 135 schools, impacting over 60,000 students. Goal number 2 was to create a corporate hydroponics program called Hydro Health. Hydro Health uses technology to create healthy communities by bringing hydroponics farming to the workplace. Hydro Health uses a one-for-one model, which means every Hydro Health program implemented funds a hydroponic STEM program for a local school, which makes our program more sustainable. Right now, we have a waiting list of 1,500 schools, and so this program helps those schools get funded. In year 1, we implemented in 3 corporations, this year 6, and next year we hope to be in 25. Goal 3 was to expand our marketing capabilities. And marketing, of course, is critical to spreading the word about our work in communities around the country. And by creating a strong brand story, we'll be able to develop a successful engaging marketing strategy. We'll be able to connect with more supporters and increase our reach to more students and teachers. So first year, we launched a new website and brand identity. Then we hired a social media consulting firm in year 2, as well as our first marketing manager. And year 3, we'll launch our comprehensive marketing strategy. And our final goal was a mentorship program where we had mentoring. I was lucky to be mentored by Pranav Jampani and Randy Heisak from the SANS, who really helped, especially with the hydroponics program and corporate program. And Chris Anderson, our hydroponics manager, received mentoring from Puk Tsai on scaling hydroponics program at schools. Thank you so much to SANS for making it possible for Greener Planet to scale our programs across the country and around the world. And we wish Green Future and Art Outreach a wonderful experience in the Accelerator program, and congrats to MPHY on your graduation today. We are so proud of you.
Thank you so much, Kira. That is just amazing to hear about the waiting list. That was one thing that I was very excited to hear about, that there's such a demand for what you guys are doing, and kids are embracing it. I love the kids being just absolutely blown away by how fast the plants have grown. And just to be excited that they know what kale is a huge accomplishment. So thank you so much for presenting today, and more importantly, all of the amazing work that you and your team have done since your inception in the program. So next, I'd like to bring up our next member. I'd like to welcome Eve Hoon to the virtual stage. So Eve is representing Art Outreach. So as Ron mentioned, they are first member in Singapore, and they are in their 2nd year of the Accelerator program. So I'll pass it over to you, Eve.
Thanks, Mandy. And thanks so much, Kiara, as well, for also meeting us when we first joined the Accelerator. I had a huge smile on my video while watching, on my face while watching your video. We're very proud to count ourselves among such wonderful organizations. And thank you as well to SANS for the platform today. I'm Eve. I'm the Director of Programs and Partnerships at Art Outreach. I also have my team on the call with me. They've been saying hi in the chat. And we're very honored to have some time today to share about what we do, and more importantly, what we've been able to achieve with the help of the SANS Accelerator program. So Art Outreach is a nonprofit arts intermediary. We were established in Singapore in 2003, and we champion the value of art by promoting art appreciation, as well as supporting local art practitioners through 3 main areas of work, which I'm gonna just share some images of and take you through. Next slide, please. The first area is in education. This is where we organize a lot of school talks and programs to basically bring visual literacy to schools. Next slide. Yeah, you'll see some images here of the public art tours that we bring kids on as well around Singapore. Next slide. The second area of work is in access. This is where we develop public art tours We present various exhibitions and installations around Singapore. And really the aim of this is to help and develop critical thinkers and consumers of the arts. Next slide. So these are examples of some of the programs that we've run. Next slide, please. And the last area that we work in is in support. And this is where we partner with local nonprofit organizations to provide disadvantaged children with free art workshops. So this is one example that you've seen here. Next slide. And also we support local, the previous slide, thank you. We also support local art practitioners with funding and opportunities to showcase, as well as giving them professional development resources so that they can really sustain careers in the arts here. Next slide. So during the pandemic and with the support of the Accelerator, we launched a free art space called Hearth. And this has steadily grown into one of our flagship programs. So the SENS team have very kindly put together a video from one of our recent editions of Hearth to show you a little bit more about the program and the impact that it makes.
Hearth is a community art space, and this was born out of the pandemic. Our office space in Gilman Barracks, this nice space, and we repurposed it to serve as, a studio or, space to run workshops or even do little shows for the artistic communities. We also allow the public to get a better sense of contemporary art practices, so the public can not just see the product, but most importantly, they get to see the process and the progress, art as it's being made, artists being able to draw from the community as they make art.
Since the beginning of this year, we had begun work with Art Outreach Singapore, parts of the SENS Care Accelerator program. In my role at Market Research, I help advise them on the various ways that they can find insights. And through these consultations, we kind of uncovered various ways and means that we can help garner data, store it, as well as make sense of it. The results from that survey can also potentially be used for Hearth to communicate its successes and where it's moved the needle from the start to the middle and the future as well.
I had a studio visit with an independent creator here in Singapore. She came to view my 10-meter work because it was created during pandemic, and just with all these restrictions that we were living with, didn't really come across a way to show it. Then she mentioned about the Art Outreach program. So I took a look and I applied, just kind of everything sort of like happened and fell into place.
Like being in the art industry in Singapore is not easy, so it's great to have a place like Hearth that supports us.
Hearth gives me the opportunity to share my costs and my life experiences with other people. So they gave me this platform to raise awareness on the importance of using the household waste materials and transforming it into something of value. I just really enjoy, and I'm very thankful for this opportunity that they have given to me.
All this is not possible without an actual physical space and an actual sponsor behind these things.
It's really been one of the very wonderful opportunities I think I have come across in Singapore, and for our community, I think it's really, really awesome.
Hearth is a really wonderful initiative, and every time I visit, I see something new and I'm exposed to a new part of the Singapore arts community.
I think it's a great space to inspire that collaboration with the artist. It's good to have that one-to-one conversation to understand what the inspirations are. It also adds more value to people who are coming here because they don't see the art and interpret it themselves.
I think it's wonderful that these programs are available so that the general public can see what independent artists are doing, and not just stuff that you see in the museums, but like what local Singaporeans are doing to make and create art. I think it's inspirational.
I find that it's a lot of value that we are providing not just cash in kind and support for this initiative, but it's also allowing us to shine. And in this initiative, I'm allowed to give back to a greater good and a good cause in that sense.
We have lots of plans for Hearth. So we want to support the artists, but we also want to support, the larger art ecosystem, the arts management people, right? So we're going to get, people and mentors in the art industry to work with our artists to help them with the business of art. For the public, we will continue to offer access, but more importantly, the impact of Hearth shouldn't just be when you come here. It really has to extend beyond this physical space. So we hope to develop online repositories and documentation of the experience. They can read more about the artists as well as find out more about the practice, because we really hope that we can come back, and share many successes with the artists and with the public.
So a huge thank you to the SENS team for that video as well. It features projects from the recent Most edition of Hearth. And we also have another edition coming up starting in April, running through August. Since launch, Hearth has actually supported 30 different projects, and by extension, about 120 practitioners. And you heard in the video about how we aim to grow it beyond more than just a space, into a really thoughtful and holistic incubator for arts practitioners here. So apart from giving them opportunities to show, we really want to help them to professionalize and also extend support beyond art practitioners to other sorts of art professionals, and also to support them in things like research and archiving of their projects. So an initiative like Hearth really represents and brings art outreach into the next phase of growth. We will be approaching our 20th year of operations next year, and where we had a very early focus on offering visual literacy, especially in schools, we found that over time, the curriculum had become a lot more well-developed. And as an art organization, we had to pivot really to fill some of these gaps in the ecosystem. So it's very healthy for us in a fast-moving society like Singapore to reevaluate our mission every now and then and ensure that it always is in alignment with what the community needs and also what the national arts plans are. And this is especially because in Singapore, the government takes a very active role in growing the arts sector. So we are really excited to continue to grow not just Hearth and one of our flagship programs, but also by extension art outreach in the coming years. And I would really like to thank the SENS team again for all of the support in enabling us to do this. And also to thank everyone for your time and attention today. You can scan this QR code, which will take you to our website that shows you a little bit more about the programs that we do. Yeah, and in closing, I just want to congratulate Arash and NPHY as well. We're very happy to be here to celebrate you and to hear more about your journey.
Thank you so much, Eve. It's just amazing. All those performing or the actual art projects have just been incredible to see, not just at the end of the project, but actually see how it's made. So I think it's such an interesting concept to have people go in and see how it's made and interact with the artists as well. So thank you so much for all of your work. It's amazing to see what's been done just in 1 year. So we can't imagine what's to come in the next 2 years, but I'm excited to keep that going with you. And lastly, we do want to bring up Joey and Rix from Green Future, our newest member and in our very first in Macau. They are at the very beginning of their Accelerator journey, so I'll let them explain a little bit about themselves and what they have planned.
Hi everyone, thank you for introducing us. And this is our first time joining the program. Thanks SENS for giving us this opportunity. And I'm Joey from Green Future. I'm the vice chairman of Green Future, and here with me is Rex, who is the president of Green Future Macau. Green Future is Green Future is a environmental NGO. Was founded in 2012 in Macau, and we specialize in environmental education. We organize more than 200 workshops and activities every year to primary and secondary students in Macau. And in 2014, we launched this green project. It is a half-year experiential program that was designated to the university students. We will organize a series of workshops and field studies for them to have a general idea of what is happening in the planet, on our planet, and a very brief introduction of the environment. Then we will organize theoretical and practical lectures on environmental project design, so to enable them to initiate and plan their own green project at the end of the course. And the best 2 students will be selected to represent Macau to join the green camp of university students in China. And one of the students have actually joined us last year and become one of our key member right now. Next slide, please. Yeah, and another focus of our work is to provide public education on recycling. We teach the public how to sort waste and to do recycle, and how to reduce waste at source. Currently, we are undertaking 9 recycling venues from the government, the Environmental Protection Bureau, and we are teaching them how to recycle, and we organize educational workshops every month to promote recycling and to reduce waste. And next slide, please. And with the support from SENS, we are really excited, and we will be able to expand our expertise from the public or from the academic level to the commercial level. Next slide, please. And the reason why we wanted to move forward and to deal with the commercial waste problem is because currently there's no regulations or guidelines in Macau to deal with for commercial business to recycle their waste, but there are actually great quantity of recyclables such as cardboard paper that are not being taken care of, and everything is thrown in as trash. So we want to deal with this problem, and based on our observation, we can see that many frontline workers, they don't know how to sort waste or to recycle. And of course, the retailers, they don't have any pressure from their government to spend extra money to manage their waste. And they're actually the scavengers who are willing to provide free cleanup services or recycling services to the retailers, because in return, they can collect the cardboard paper and sell it to the recyclers to earn extra income. But most of these scavengers are non-resident workers, and they're illegal to provide such services. And next slide, please. And therefore, we want to set up an environmental social enterprise, and we provide trainings to the frontline worker, just like it's very similar to the green project we did for the university students, but this will be more recycling oriented to the frontline workers. And we will hire people who have completed the training course and to provide recycling service to the retailers. And hopefully our program may sound attractive to the retailers, and they are willing to employ our services, and we hope to grow our business and make everything sustainable, like we can run ourselves in the next 3 years. And thank you very much. And thank you very much for inviting us, and we will be able to work on this to solve some social and environmental problems in Macau.
Thank you so much, Joey and Rix. That was such an amazing process to watch you guys go through and develop the plan in such detail with such thought. So thank you so much for all of your work so far just to get up and planning this journey. So good luck with the rest of your program. We'll be right here with you the entire time. We can't wait to see what comes out of that. Now I'd like to turn it back over to Ron for our graduation celebration.
Thanks, Mandy, and thanks to all of our partners for those great stories and updates. Your dedication to the Accelerator and the hard work you're committing to your growth as part of its program. It's certainly gratifying to see the great work you're doing and how our collaboration is helping you progress. We now want to recognize our graduating member, Nevada Partnership for Homeless Youth. NPHY joined the Sands Care Accelerator in 2018 and closed out its membership at the end of 2021. If you're doing the math on their term, yes, they took a one-year hiatus during the height of the pandemic in 2020 when they needed to focus all their resources on taking care of their youth clients during the crisis. Our partnership with NPHY transcends the Sands Cares Accelerator, and it will certainly extend beyond their membership in the program. But we are especially proud of the work done to further the organization's capabilities during their term. NPHY's Sands Cares Accelerator work has culminated in building a strategic plan to guide the organization in creating its next chapter, and we're excited to see them put that plan into action over the coming years. Since we weren't able to do a graduate walk across the stage in a virtual format, we planned some time ahead of tonight's celebration to recognize NPHY in person for their official graduation. Let's roll the video.
All right, Arash, here we are. Congratulations. We are here today to induct you as the second graduate of the SANS Accelerator program, which you joined in 2018. But our work obviously with you goes far beyond that. It goes back to 2014, and I think really was what helped make you one of the second Accelerator member was we saw that energy and that drive to make a positive impact in our community early on in our relationship between SANS and NPHY, and really led us to identify the organization as somebody that we could put our arms around, we could bear our resources with, and help you guys grow. And I think certainly as that growth has taken place, and as you've identified the next challenges for the future of the organization, and that's crystallized, I think we take great pride in having you an Accelerator and having that be one of the outcomes. The Accelerator program for us is a way to impact meaningful change in our communities by taking groups that work so hard and whose work may go unnoticed many times by other parts of the community, and really being able to give you a platform for growth and to impact as many clients as you can. So on behalf of SANS, we couldn't be more happy to have you be the second graduate of our Accelerator program. We will continue to have a great long-term relationship with you guys as you soar to newer heights, and we couldn't be more proud of you and the organization and your team and all the great work that's been done here. So on behalf of SANS, congratulations.
Thank you, Ron.
You're welcome. And I've got a couple things for you. Your diploma, don't go losing that, please.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. And then most importantly, your prize here, a great little just something to remind you about your involvement in the Accelerator program with us over the years.
Thank you, Ron.
Thank you and congratulations.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And the entire SANS family. This is incredible. We're so excited and honored for this day to finally be here. And yeah, our journey started in 2014, and we're just so excited for the opportunity to partner with a huge and major and community-oriented corporation like yours for a small nonprofit like ours, who is literally just trying to cast a brighter spotlight on the issue of youth homelessness in our community. We knew that working with you guys would be a game changer for us. And boy, oh boy, many years later, it has truly been. So 2014, we started together, and then you invited us to join this incredible program in 2018. And what I can say is that being part of this program is like, it's not a program, first of all. It's like a genuine partnership. We felt at NPHY that SANS had created a new department at SANS, and it was called NPHY, and that you're bringing your full resources to bear on this new department. We had technical resources, we had executive minds that we could tap, sustainability resources that we could look into, and most importantly, a partner with a thought partner and a resource partner to bring our ideas to life and to double down on improving the situations for young people experiencing homelessness in our community. Through our journey, we have gone from being a small organization that's been signaling that we need to do more about the issue of youth homelessness to being a formidable leader in the space of youth homelessness in our community, and that is definitely because of Accelerator. I feel Accelerator was like, we're on a train track, and the Accelerator program helped accelerate us, but not just helped us go faster, it helped us realize that we can actually go further. And in our last year of Accelerator, we started working together strategically to build new tracks. And soon we're going to be building a new bullet train so we can get to those places even faster. And that wouldn't have happened without the generosity of you, Randy, and so many others at Sands family to make this day possible. So thank you for helping improve the situation of every young person experiencing homelessness here in Southern Nevada.
Our pleasure.
And I would like to give you a small And Ron, this is for you and the entire Saints family, a small symbol of what we've accomplished together and what we will still continue to accomplish in partnership. Thank you, Ron.
Thank you, Arash.
I hope that I'm up. Good evening, everybody.
Hey, you can't go without me introducing you.
Oh.
Hang on. Oh, my video's been turned off, Arash.
I thought they were skipping you right to me.
That's all right. It gives me great pleasure, without further ado, to welcome the CEO of Nevada Partnership for Homeless Youth, and a dear friend, and just an organization I'm so proud of and the work that they've done. Ladies and gentlemen, Arash Ghaffori to tell you a little bit more about NPHY and Sands Care's Accelerator accomplishments. Arash?
Thank you, Ron, so very much. And good evening to our Las Vegas friends, and especially good morning to our friends on the other side of the world. Happy to be in a virtual setting with all of you celebrating such a wonderful program and incredible organizations. I want to thank Ron Reese, Mandy Martin, Randy Hijak, and many others on the SANS team who have worked with us and supported our journey in the Accelerator program. And I want to give a huge shout out and congratulations to the current members of the Accelerator, Green Our Planet, Art Outreach, and Green Future. Congratulations, it's a huge honor to even be inducted into the program. And I'm excited to see what happens with all of you as you come out the other side of this. And lastly, I want to give a huge shout out to the NPHY staff for all their hard work on Accelerator throughout our journey. My name is Arash Ghaffori, and I'm the CEO of Nevada Partnership for Homeless Youth. We're a nonprofit organization here in Las Vegas that serves young people experiencing homelessness from the ages of 12 through 24. As I talk, you're going to see through a variety of the pictures posted on your screen that'll help you kind of put a little image to life to some of the things that I'm talking about, and kind of shows a bit of the diversity of our experience in the Accelerator program. But we are honored to be graduating tonight from SANS Accelerator. It's been a transformative journey for NPHY, a journey of partnership, looking inward and throughout our community, aligning shared values, education, and growth. Oh, and I almost forgot, incredible music too, from SANS' very own gondoliers, and through the Inspire concert series that benefited Accelerator program participants, where we got together and our young people actually got to meet and hang out with both Jason Raz and Kelly Clarkson to bring more attention and resources to the issue of homelessness. So that was awesome. We graduate today transformed in every way, from new positions and additional buildings to a blueprint for a future and deeper relationships with SANS, one of our most important partners, and throughout the community. I think the SANS Accelerator program is unique among corporate philanthropy programs, as its designers really understood that nonprofits are businesses too. And in order for us to achieve our excellence, we need help with investments, human capital, and all the tools that a successful corporation has in their own toolkit. The Accelerator program simultaneously allowed us access to SANS' incredible toolkit of resources and thought partners, while investing in NPHY to allow us to grow our own toolkit. We like to believe at NPHY, we provide a similar service to the young people we serve. Our time in the program really helped crystallize our vision for the future. The critical support this program provided us, like having the Chief Financial Officer of SANS Corps, Randy Hijak, join NPHY's board of directors, like investments to expand our staffing and dedicated resources to create a comprehensive strategic plan for our future, have literally transformed NPHY by helping us define what our future can look like and building our capacity to achieve that future. Since our time together, we have convened 5 summits. You can see Randy and some other pictures from our summit up here on the screen as well. So we've convened 5 summits, we've published academic articles, added 3 new buildings, increased staff by roughly 100%, grown our budget conservatively by 35%, and prior to COVID, kept breaking internal service records by serving more youth each and every year. So what's next for us? The SANS Accelerator program really empowered us to create a 5-year strategic plan, which outlines concretely our goals for the next 5 years. And we are boldly committed at NPHY to improving the lives of young people experiencing homelessness in Nevada, and will do so through the strategic priorities identified in our planning process, including meeting young people's urgent needs, building pathways to independence for and with youth, and leading the movement to end youth homelessness in Southern Nevada. Our ultimate vision is to build a Nevada where young people are housed, supported, and empowered to build the future they want for themselves. And we will bookend that both through providing high quality direct services and through leading our community through systems level efforts to make the systems that young people interact with work better for them. So again, it's been a huge honor and privilege to be part of the Accelerator program. And for the newer members, I would just quickly remind you that SANS isn't just a donor, but it's a true investor and partner who understands the multifaceted and flexible support that nonprofits like ours need. And this is embodied through the innovative and effective approach of the Accelerator program. So SANS has an enormous toolkit that makes it so successful. And all of our organizations can and should tap into these tools. NPHY itself learned so much inwardly about what we are and what we're capable of, and especially what we can accomplish through incredible partnerships like these. So thank you, it's an honor, and best of luck to the new participants of the Accelerator program.
Thank you, Arash, and a huge congratulations to you at NPHY. It has been an amazing journey, not just through Accelerator, but before, and I'm sure afterwards as well. You've certainly paved the way for all of the members, and they have a lot to live up to. So all the other members, you can thank NPHY for just doing such an incredible job, and we'll see what comes in the future for them as well. So now you're officially joining Inspiring Children as an Accelerator alum. We do recognize that your insights are incredibly valuable for all of the other members. So what we did is we asked our current members to prepare 1 question for you to close out the program today. We have about 10 minutes or so left, so I'd like to make sure that we keep each question and answer to about 3 minutes or so. We'll follow the same sequence as before. We'll start with Kira, then Eve, and then Joey and Rex. You can finish out the question, so we can go one by one right after another. So Kira, I'll hand it over to you for the first question.
Awesome, thank you. Sorry, I can't turn on my video, Arash, so it's not that I'm not coming on to say hi, and congratulations. Your team, you and your organization is amazing. I'm really, really proud of you. So my question is, what is the biggest lesson that you and your team learned during the SANS Accelerator?
You know, first, before I answer, I would like to say that I have several members of the NPHY team joining us here to celebrate with us, including our Chief of Development Strategy, Melissa Jacobowitz. And I'd like them to also be available to anchor and or answer questions. Hi, Melissa. Thank you for joining us. This is Melissa, everybody. Melissa, welcome to the world. I'll lead and start by just answering that question. So I think quite simply, I think that the biggest advice I can generally give is be prepared to take advantage of the amplification. I think that the tool, and especially, you know, just seeing from your presentation the growth that you're already incurring and experiencing through marketing and other channels through the Accelerator program, you undoubtedly are already probably experiencing some of this amplification. But for you and other members, I think the most important thing is to think about when you're thinking about the future and some of the things that you can accomplish with this, you also have to think about what your future kind of entity looks like and what resources it's going to have to keep up with that amplification and new demand. So when our Accelerator program helps kind of uplift us to a new level of visibility and profile, both locally and nationally, that created a lot of immediate sort of attention that needed to be responded and dealt with immediately. So that required us to really kind of scramble to make sure that we could that we were in an adequate position to respond thoroughly. So the first and most important, I think, piece of advice is to be really prepared for the results, the successful results of your efforts with the Accelerator program, and specifically the relationship that you get both directly with SANS and also in the periphery and downstream. To be prepared to react to all those and be in a position to respond to those would be one piece of advice. Melissa, do you anything to add to that?
No, yeah, absolutely. No, totally agree with all that. Absolutely. And also what you said in your remarks earlier of just being prepared to take advantage of the plethora of opportunities that SANS can offer you and the plethora of perspectives. And there are so many ways that we were able to take advantage of SANS and things that we wouldn't necessarily think of, like having sustainability officers help us look at our properties and how we could, increase our sustainability at our, different facilities and whatnot. And so just thinking about all the different expertise that's available in a company that's as successful and widespread and diverse as SANS, I think definitely thinking about that. And exactly like Arash said, just being prepared to take advantage of any opportunities that come as a result of Accelerator, because I think nonprofits, a lot of times we think about how can we get the resources to, implement the programs and the services and the initiatives that we want. But sometimes when we have new opportunities with new relationships to receive new resources, sometimes we don't necessarily think about how to be prepared to implement that and strike while the iron's hot, right? And so I think definitely being prepped for that is the biggest advice that we could offer.
Awesome. Thank you both so much.
Mandy, hope that was 3 minutes.
Don't worry, I'll cut you off if I need to. It's all good.
I figured.
All good, all good. Thank you so much. Very thoughtful question. And I will hand it over to Eve and her team, and you can go ahead with the next question.
Great. Hi, Arash and Melissa. Congratulations. It's so inspiring to hear about the work that you do, how it's been scaled. Really look forward to seeing how it continues to go from strength to strength. My question is, how did having the backing of the SANS Accelerator affect the way that you approached and secured other partners?
Yeah, absolutely. But first, I just would say that, as Ron mentioned before, we're kind of getting introduced and learning about each other, and our outreach seems incredible.
Thank you.
I think Greener Planet said it well. Wish you were in our backyard here in Vegas, but hopefully we can all be in a room together and that we get to firsthand see some of the talent that you're cultivating and helping get out there, which is just awesome. So
thank you.
Kudos. But really quick, to answer your question. So I think the best way to answer this is that it affected us in two ways. I think the best way to describe it is both a direct impact and an indirect impact. So having the backing of SANS, did impact the way we approach and secure partners. But there's a direct impact in the sense that SANS itself works with a ton of vendors, ton of partners in all kinds of spaces, not just necessarily gaming spaces, but entertainment spaces, art spaces, all kinds of things, right? So in that, and again, to kind of building on that last question, really think about what's in SANS Toolkit, because there's an incredible amount of relationships and partnerships that they already have established that you maybe could find some synergy with. For example, for us, this was with getting connected to professional sports teams, national foundations, other important things like nationwide, internationally talented musicians and singers, et cetera, to help get our profile out there too. So these are just some examples of indirect, but then there's also indirect as well. Partnering with SANS gets a lot of attention. They're in the media. The gaming industry has a lot of chatter in the internet world and in the business world. So partnering with an organization like SANS, our name gets attached to all kinds of things that they're doing as well, and that kind of implicitly serves as a badge of honor for an organization of ours that kind of creates a passport and an entry point for us to have conversations with other organizations, but also for other organizations to approach us. For example, national universities, would approach and say, hey, we saw what you're doing there. We're thinking about something like this. And other organizations throughout the country either asking for advice or seeing how they could help. So it was really, really important, and that it was a great question you asked, because for us, we realized so much, both from SANS introducing us and connecting dots for us, but through the just very act of being part of this program created a lot of opportunities and visibility for us that we would have not been able to achieve on our own, and got us in certain newspapers and certain headlines that improved our visibility that we were able to leverage and sustainably take advantage of, which is another point of this program, in my opinion. Melissa?
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think, as we all know, a lot of times with nonprofits, our relationships with donors are a lot of times based on trust. And when we're initially forming new relationships with new donors, sometimes they might not know so much about our organization or be, ready to trust our organization. But if they know, hey, a donor, a funder that I really trust, like SANS, has said that they trust you and they're invested in you and they care about your mission and the trust the way you're accomplishing it, and that can also really help to form those new relationships with kind of like a friend is introducing you in a way, just by having that seal of approval. So that can really be important to leverage.
Wonderful. Thank you guys so much for sharing the insights.
Thank you.
Thank you. Very, very thoughtful questions as well from you guys as well. So thank you for putting the time into thinking about what to ask as well. So last question up, I'll turn it over to you guys at Green Future.
Congratulations. Since we're relatively new, so we really want to ask if there's any big adjustment to be made to address some unforeseen circumstances throughout your 3 years program, for example, the pandemic thing.
Great question. Melissa, go ahead.
Yeah, sure, definitely. Well, also want to say congratulations to you on your new experience in Accelerator, and so excited for you and all the work that you have ahead of you and all your goals that you're going to accomplish. Really exciting time. And then, yeah, in terms of absolutely, the pandemic absolutely affected us. I think Ron mentioned in his intro that we actually ended up having to take a pause in the middle of our Accelerator because it was when COVID-19 first happened. And so I think for us, our final project with Accelerator was doing a 5-year strategic plan into the future, right? And so we had already started working on that before COVID kind of exploded our entire understanding of both the world and our organization, right? And so that was a really unique time period because we had to take a step back, and as a direct service organization, serving very vulnerable young people, we had to really focus on meeting their needs because that was our immediate priority, of course, when the pandemic first hit. But then we also had to re-envision our organization and the way we provided our services, and how can we serve young people in safe ways? How can we meet young people's evolving and changing needs? How can we respond to this pandemic in a way that's really going to uplift our young people while keeping them safe and while not, exposing them to danger by bringing them in for our services and whatnot. So we really had to re-envision our organization, but then in a way that created, or the way we deliver our services. And that created a really unique opportunity for strategic planning, that when we came back to the table for strategic planning, we had a whole new perspective on what was possible because we were exploring a lot of things from new perspectives, new angles, et cetera, et cetera. So though the pandemic, of course, was a huge challenge for us, we were able to kind of leverage that into creative thinking when it came to envisioning our future via our strategic plan, right? And so in a way that really became an opportunity for us as well as a challenge. So I think just, knowing what priorities have to be and what focus have to be, but at the same time, leveraging those challenges as opportunities for new ways of thinking or new approaches can also be really great as well. And that's what we did.
I think Melissa, covered that extensively. And the only thing I'd add is that during that time where we had to kind of pause and really kind of focus on COVID, it's not like, again, to give that advice about asking and reaching out, it's not like Accelerator paused per se. We could reach out and ask for advice, and did many times. It just was more on the ground in nature than it was future oriented. But as Melissa said, it did allow us an opportunity, although it's challenging to think about the future during parts of COVID, it did really allow us to think differently about what we could do and how quickly we could try to adapt or pivot depending on what we want to achieve and accomplish. So absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you to all of you. This was amazing to hear about all of the initiatives where everyone has come from the very beginning to the very end, the diversity of types of organizations and projects and people that have been involved with this. I think I heard community throughout the entire presentation today. So I do want to highlight that one word before we close off today and have one last ask for everybody before you head off to coffee or dinner or wherever you're from, is to ask you to get even more engaged. So if you saw something today on a slide or you heard something from a member, if you or one of your colleagues you think would be an excellent mentor for one of our members, if you have other ideas for collaboration, if you have program improvement ideas, we would absolutely love to hear from you. So connect with our members, connect with us just from the SANS Cares level as well for the Accelerator program itself. We certainly recognize that it takes a village to develop something like this. And so now all of us, just by being here today, are now a part of this incredible community of people just really working so hard to uplift the community across the world, having huge and positive impact. So we invite you to get even more engaged, get interested, jump in and learn more, contribute more, and share the word. So thank you again, once again, for joining us. It has been a fabulous presentation by everyone. Thanks for all of your hard work and enjoy the rest of your day.